Her quick mind misses nothing. There's no one quite like her. She's our media-wise advisor for tonight. She's Carrie Fisher. Let's find out what you thought of the week's big news. Hillary Clinton's late mother-in-law has posthumously brought out a book describing Hillary as a frump. Have you met Hillary?
I sat next to her at an award gala in Los Angeles and told her I would guide her through a lot of the gossip for the evening. But she was sitting next to this mogul who escorted her, and they all sort of, everybody, these incredibly powerful people came over pretending to sort of want to talk to the mogul, which they did, but they really wanted to meet the First Lady. That's our royalty, you know, so they were all squeezing and hello. And I was sitting next to her like this goose watching this whole thing go on. It was quite alarming.
Did you know some of these guys, these powerful figures?
Incredibly powerful people acting all sort of silly and goosey and shriveled.
It sounds like you need a royal family. You've got one, but maybe you should have a permanent royal family.
Borrow some of yours.
Yeah. We seem to have a few to spare lately. Carrie, you must be the last smoker in LA. Do you feel like a social outcast? I've seen you smoking a cigarette just today.
That was not a cigarette. No. Thank you. My mom. No, I always felt like a social outcast anyway, so I might as well smoke, right?
Rumors are going around that smoking will actually be banned throughout America, like prohibition, you know. So what'll you do if that happens?
I'll smoke my patches.
You mean you've tried to give up and you've had patches slapped on?
I put patches all over.
Just for smoking? You have patches for
everything?
No,
I got patches for everything. For playing chess, for speaking other languages. I'm a believer that they are going to develop patches for moods. I'm so excited for relationships. You'll have better relationship patches, more fun with your mother-in-law patches. It'll be great.
It's a great idea. You can pick up a tolerance patch and you just slap it on. And
patience patches, you know.
This is terrific. Yeah. Let me know how you get on. You know. Princess Anne's been in the news. She's doing an advertisement for a charity, and which is a very good charity, and she's very good at it. Now in Hollywood, I've noticed that it's very, very important to have your own charity. Have you got a charity?
I'm starting, charity in a magazine called Deserted Woman for the recently dumped. And I'm going to start a clothing line, what to wear right when the guy leaves you, then 2 months later, then 6. Also, there's going to be a scent with that slightly discarded air. I'm going to make it hip to be left. Well, there's a special color fold-out section if you're abandoned with children. So I'm excited about it.
I see there was a story about a jilted wife who chained her husband to a chair and made him eat dog food for 3 weeks. Do you think it was a fair punishment?
Yes. I think it's actually mild depending on the dog food.
Well, it's an important week for the UK because we got our own Lorena Bobbitt this week.
How lucky for you.
Well, we wanted one. You know, we were so fascinated with yours, and this woman has poured molten wax over her husband's you-know-what. But she escaped jail because the husband pleaded for mercy, not for himself, for her. Do you think this is a basic difference between Americans and British?
You guys are much more polite with your mutilations. I think it says it all.
The little stories are always the best, and there was a tiny story in one of the papers here about a wife who glued herself to her husband so they wouldn't be separated when he went to jail. Do you find that touching or idiotic?
A horrible combination of both.
But it says something about...
Did she stick?
Yeah. They either locked them both up or let them both go, but they couldn't get them apart. You know?
Really?
It's love.
Well, then that's ironic.
Apparently... Now, this is apparently an entirely different topic. In fact, it's the same one. It's penis extension. Now, I know it's very, very big in the US. I was reading about...
So to speak, yes.
I was reading about Dr. Rosenstein, and he claims to have added 250 feet
to the same guy?
That's what I first assumed, and it turns out that's add all the guys together. It comes out to
and what do you
a
get?
lot depends on how many guys there were, doesn't it? Yeah. But forgive me for being. This is a bold question. I really shouldn't ask you, but I want to know. And you tell more truth than any woman I've ever met. So tell me, does size matter?
About as much as his golf game, to me. So, but I do have a friend who it matters very much. She's the only woman I know where that matters. And she says, I met this fantastic guy. He's fantastic. I would be so happy if he just had like this much more. Well, that's great for you. So you're not like a shallow person then. You have your priorities straight. I suppose it could matter if someone had a very, 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 very small penis and you always were having to say, no, it's fantastic. It's wonderful. I love it. It's huge.
Well, that's where Dr. Rosenstein comes
That's
in.
how he gets his business.
Yeah, he just bolts on the 250-footer.
And then how much does it cost, though? Because I know how much the breast costs.
Well, Memo will pay anything for that.
Oh, really? Because it's $6,000 in the States for...
For two?
Yeah, well, no. Yeah, 3 each.
Yeah.
So...
And it really works because they really know what they're doing.
Look at them, aren't they fantastic?
They're beautiful, but here in Britain, women are having a lot of trouble with...
No, they move so
Yeah.
that you don't need shoulder pads and stuff.
There's about a sort of 90% failure rate, I understand.
Really? Or I could do the Star Wars films again and have them move back up here.
To the side of your head, that great hairstyle, yeah?
So that my face would be finally between cleavage.
Sainsbury's launched their own version of Coca Cola this week, and they say that you can't taste the difference. Now, you're a Coke expert, aren't you? Yeah.
Absolutely, and I think I've seen some of this stuff on TV, and I think they tested it just with teenagers who haven't had the long-term relationship with cola that I have.
Well, as it happens, I have 2 cans of Coke here. Now, one of them is the Sainsbury's Coke. There's one here, right? And this is classic Coke, right? Now, this device we call a blindfold. It goes over the eyes, right? So you can't tell what I'm doing, right, with the can. So once you put that blindfold on,
all right,
and make sure that it's secure and you can't peep around the edges.
Okay.
It's fastened with Velcro, an American invention. Yeah. Okay. Now, you can't see, right?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm going to work a switch here, so you don't know which is which. Righto, and I'm going to take the top off this with this convenient device they've got at the back. Okay. You mind sipping out of the can? I mean, the hole is towards you, there. Okay. Can you feel it there?
Okay.
Okay. Give me that one back. Right, now, this is the other one, but you don't know which it is.
Wow. Well, I would say this was Sainsbury's. Oh, my God. They copied it. Wait a minute. They did a very good job.
That was a stunning conclusion to our discussion. We have to be on but for that brilliant, masterful diagnosis of the Coke and the fake Coke.
All right, I guess the teenagers were right.
Thank you very much, Carrie Fisher.